it was one I just really believed in taking, but you had to take a risk in me. And then I talk about this a lot, you sort of, because my brain is always with founders, and we created this little founding team with you, me, and Dana, who's sitting right over there.
Sitting right there.
By the way, Dana also had no experience in celebrity PR. She was actually my publicist, and I convinced her to come and work with Priyanka.
Yeah, she'd never worked with the talent before.
Right.
Like,
so we're all just kind of winging it to a certain extent, but that's what founders do. But what made you trust that process or trust this team when you were the Beyonce of India? You could have just said, no, I just want to get this, I want to get, we worked with CAA at the beginning, but I just want to get this talent agency, I want to get this manager, I want to get this publicist. We did have some failures with those publicists that we did want. But what made you take all these risks? You were coming to America, you were risking everything. Like, where did that risk profile come from?
I've always liked risk. I'm a long-term player. I don't believe in myopic wins. I like something which is in the long game. So that's one. I've had a risk appetite my whole life. But Ange and I had worked together for 2 years because she was my label. I was signed to her when I was doing pop music for a second. Don't Google that.
Being quite exotic.
Okay, so we were trying to make me a pop star for a couple of years, and the most magical thing about that was I don't get starstruck at all, but musicians really that's another thing because they have such a unique identity, each one of them. You have to know who you absolutely are. You command so many people on stage. It's really fascinating to me. So I worked with some amazing people. will.i.am, the Chainsmokers, before they were the Chainsmokers, Pitbull, Bono, I met Rihanna, amazing people, Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
And so I was not thinking about my limitations back home or acting. I was just being a pop star for those 2 years. But what I realized in that time was I didn't know anyone in America at that time. I have family here, but in the entertainment business, she was my only friend. She was my only familiarity, it's true. And through us working together, I started making more friends in the business. But to put someone in this position, which is management, to speak on my behalf, to talk to people on my behalf, to make sure that I'm represented the way I would want to be represented, is a very crucial role. And she didn't become my manager for a few years, but when I was looking to make a change from my manager at that time, I couldn't think of anyone that I trusted more to protect me and my interests. And that came way before you even thought that you could be a manager.
Well, I did think that.
Yeah, you couldn't. I suggested it. Jimmy Iovine suggested it, and I was like, that's great. Because she knows India. She positions me. So I'll tell you a little story. The first time, my first representation, I found out after we let them go. But, they used to go into rooms where people were unfamiliar with me and almost say something to the effect of, she's a Bollywood star, but that's fine, she can do anything. So, is that a position of strength when you're trying to sell someone? Is my identity the fact that I had done almost 50 movies in one of the hugest industries in the world, with a massive diaspora around the world, in almost every genre possible, as if that was my limitation. And I